What's up, guys? Today we're going to do a quick unboxing and first look at Geprc's brand new TERN. It is a 4-inch long range quad and it can fly on a 4S 3000 milliamp pack. This is a Lion pack from Lumineer that I've been testing these for about 2 weeks now. They seem to be doing pretty good. I also have a 6S 6000 milliamp that I fly on my 7-inch. So I'm excited today to show you this. DHL just literally came to the door probably 20 minutes ago. So I just hop right on the bench for you guys because I know it's pretty highly anticipated in the FPV community. So I just wanted to go ahead and do that for you. Also, we can take a look today at something I've been asking Geprc to do for quite some time. And this is an external fan, an actual fan on top of the VTX for a 2.5 watt analog pro VTX called the Maiden. So we'll take a look at this on the Maiden 5.8 2.5 watt VTX Pro. Super cool because it does have, again, a built-in fan on top. So that's great. I've been wanting that on VTXs for a while. RC cars have had them forever, cooling ESCs. It's about time we had one of these fans on top of a VTX because they get pretty hot in the summer. So let's go ahead and open up the box and show you what's included with the TERN. This one, I believe, we'll have to check out and see what video system's on there. I don't even know. I thought it was analog, but it looks like they sent me the O3 version, which is great. We have some stickers in here. Let's just open up this box, that little bag here. There's all the famous Geprc quads on there. Crocodile 75, which is my favorite from this year. It got the 7-inch quad of the year on the channel. Mark 5, Maz 7, Cinewhoop 20, and so on. We've got some other Betaflight controller GPS channel setting information here for those of you who are setting up GPS for the first time, maybe. And this looks like a disclaimer. We have Geprc cards, stickers, as always. And let's see, Geprc in Mandarin. This is pretty much a setup guide. It's funny to show the Cinewhoop there, but this is not a Cinewhoop. Showing you motor direction. You can check all that inside Betaflight, of course. Geprc stickers, flight controller schematics, G4. 45 amp AIO, so it is a G4, which means it's going to be a little bit faster processor, which is great. It's the Taker series, which we've seen here before on the channel. And this bag, you know what? Let's go ahead and throw this bag to the side because I can't wait any longer. And I know you guys want to see this quad. Looks like the DJI O3 Air Unit information and manual there. There it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. We have dead cat style. Still in the plastic. We do have motor direction on here, very similar to what we've seen on previous versions of like iFlight Nazguls. Always had these little tabs on top. It's kind of cool to see them do that. We have a right turn rear motor here. So that's traditional motor layout for the X frames, but this is a DC frame. This is a dead cat frame, which I prefer. We have GPS up front. I'm assuming that's an M10 micro GPS. We'll have to look at the specs further. We'll do a full flying review coming up on this one as well on the channel. But I love these like ultralight long range quads. They're a lot of fun. And with this one, I honestly wouldn't stick any kind of decased camera or anything on the front of it. Mainly because, well, there's a GPS on the front. You could move that if you want to. We'll see what our options are there coming up. I believe we also have TBS Crossfire on this as well, somewhere inside this. And our little tabs are falling off here. Let's take a look at these motors. What type of motors did they use? Let's see if we can get that to focus there for you. Let's just zoom in a little bit for you so you can see a little closer here. It's a nice looking motor. These are SpeedX branded motors. Geprc on one side, 1404s. This is what we've seen commonly on this size quad. You know, we did also see the Explorer, the Flywheel Explorer, use 1404s as well, if you guys remember that on the channel. We have a side-mounted XT30 here. Looks like I'll be able to get that I have to use a converter from XT30 here. We'll be able to get a 3000 pack on here. You could also use a 4S 850 milliamp LiPo if you want. And then on the side here, kind of like how these arms are swept back. That's pretty cool. We have Geprc logo on the back. Everything is open here. There's going to be plenty of cooling, but check out the front. I'm missing a little cover there for my Immortal T antenna on the front, but check out that. That looks pretty cool. We got some, it looks like, oh, they put silicon dampening on the side of this O3. That's cool. That's something we've needed. Silicon dampening. And that is one hella micro GPS up front here. Look at that. And it's on an angle, so when you're flying, it's straight up. You could kind of position your camera to the angle of your GPS tower, but it really doesn't matter. And it looks like this is kind of bendy. It is definitely TPU. So if it takes a hit from the front, that's going to bend and move around and hopefully not break off. Looks like they have a carbon brace over top of the TPU GPS mount, which is cool. Geprc logo there on the Immortal T. And I'm kind of wondering what size props they included here. These are 4x2s, T4x2. And these are 2-blade props from HQ. Sometimes Gap includes Gap props, but not this time. This time they included HQs for this particular setup. So that's pretty cool. T4, 2.5, and these are 2.5 too. So 2 packs of those in the box. And let's see, from the bottom, we have a bottom plate that goes from these back arms to the front. TPU bumper on the front as well, like we've seen on a lot of quads. Kind of helps you when you're coming in for a landing. There is no TPU protection for the motors, which would be kind of nice if we had some kind of micro TPU motor bumper protectors on the ends of these. There's a tiny little piece here sticking out for a bit of motor protection in a crash. A lot of times I'd like to see that part kind of in the front, maybe 2 of them there in the front would be nice. But it's just pretty light. It's a beautifully designed quad. I see why a lot of people were excited about this one. It's finally like Geprc's version of the Flywheel Explorer. And this will be the Geprc Explorer, which is looking pretty cool. Let's just go ahead and throw some props on there for fun. And again, this is a G4 flight controller. It's a Taker 45 amp ESCs. And I'm hoping to get at least 20 minutes out of a flight time on this quad. So let's see, right turn rear. So we got a right turn propeller here. You're gonna put 2 bolts on top of that, probably 2 M2s. Gonna hold those down. A left turn here. That's a sweet looking little micro. So we could definitely get some range out of this little guy. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this one. There's a USB-C port right here, which is nice. Man, that's a BC looking flight controller. G4 flight controller. And somewhere in these bags we should have, we have 2 size straps. We've got our 3M bed in here for top of the quad. Extra hardware. We've got, looks like an extra bumper for the front. And also maybe a TPU mount in here for receiver. Maybe ELRS if you're doing that. Some bumpers for the bottom for landing so you don't tear up your arms. That's cool. These are 3M foam pads. And they give you, looks like 8 of them in there. So you have plenty spares as a backup. We have a Geprc carbon keychain. And this one is 15 by 170. So that's, yeah, they're both 15 by 170. I thought one was a little bit longer, but they're the same size. It should hold on this 4S 3000 pack. We'll see how that works out. If not, I'll have to grab a longer one. And again, let's just double check on the side of this to make sure they sent me the TBS one. A lot of times they'll tell us right here on the side. So Geprc TBS Nano RX, awesome. That's what I fly. Gep Taker G4 45 amp AIO, and it is 32-bit O3 Air Unit M10 Nano. So we were right there. This is an M10 brand new GPS. M10. And M10 just means basically what happens here is this going to connect and make a connection to the satellites faster than the older M8s. So it's kind of nice to see that micro size version of an M10 there. I've been testing the larger ones and they're pretty quick. So I'm happy about that. And it looks like the release date is 12/23, brand new. So 4S max on this one. So let's just also go ahead and check out this monster long range analog VTX. This thing looks sweet. So this is the Geprc Matin. First look at this one. 5.8, 2.5 watt with a built-in physical fan. I love that. And when you're running, you know what? When you're running like 2 watt, you better have some kind of coolant on there. We've got an MMCX connector here as well, which I love. That's really great. Let's go ahead and pull everything out of here. Got a little bit of hardware, some wiring for the harness itself. I'll try to put a link down below so you guys can check out all the specs on this one, as well as the brand new TERN on the bottom. Oh wow, this is a beautifully made VTX. Got a little key push there, PBC, camera or channel band and power, so we can do push button selectable. That looks like there's going to be LEDs right there. We've got our harness going out with all the wires to the quad. Everything is labeled under there as well. So for your build, that's pretty easy to see. But what a nice production on that one. And it looks like also in the box they gave us our option here to mount to the quad and a dipole. You know, this would be fine for some proximity flying. I don't know how far out you're really going to get on a dipole. But if you're going to do range with this, I definitely recommend using this other one with a nice right-hand circular polarized antenna. And that one just pops on like that. That's probably the one I would use. So this would be great for a 5-inch, 6-inch, or a 7-inch quad if you're going to do some distance flying. But man, that's freaking cool that they have a built-in fan now. Come on. Been wanting that for years. I'm surprised that Fox here and some other guys haven't implemented some of these physical fans into their VTXs. That would be pretty sweet for a 7 coming up on the channel. So, or maybe a 10-inch, who knows? We also have a Helion review coming up. Some people were asking about the Geprc Helion, if we were going to review that one, of course. So that will be coming up when we'll use our batteries that we have here. We got some 6,000 and 8,000 packs. But this one's going to be a lot of fun. Ultralight TERN. And it seems to have like a pretty high amount of interest on this one out there. So this will be fun to demo for you guys. Again, these are like unbiased reviews. I don't get paid to make these reviews. I get this stuff for free, yes, but having access to most of the popular bind and fly quads out there lets me kind of form an opinion on what I think about things. Give that back to you guys. So that may just barely hold a 3,000 on there. Just want to double check that. Doesn't even look like it's going to come close holding 3,000. And I'm going to put that 3M sticky tape on there as well at some point. So in a crash, yeah, this is not going to work out. It's going to be too small. So that strap doesn't work for the 3,000 pack, which that's okay. I think they intended for you to have the straps for the 4S 850 packs. And that looks like what the length here is for. So 4S 850. I'm interested to test those too. I have some brand new ones I'll test out and see what kind of distance we get or what kind of flight time we get with those. But yeah, there it is, guys. The brand new TERN from Geprc. Finally, a little 4-inch long range rig. I think it looks pretty sweet. Let me know down in the comments below what you think, or if you're going to grab one or buy one yourself. Looks like, before I let you go, it looks like they also have a receiver up front right here mounted, and it looks like there may be an external beeper. I would be super happy if this has an external beeper. You know, I've told a lot of companies, please include an external beeper for people, because if this goes down in the mountain somewhere, it'll beep for up to about 2 days. And so that way you can go in and find it, hike in later and find it if you need to. But that's a sweet looking quad for sure. Geprc makes some beautiful machines. A nice, decently long, what we call the truck bed here for a pretty big battery. But you don't want to overload these things, because there's a power to weight ratio, got plenty of reduction there, and you can reduce your flight time if you go too heavy. It's got that singular dual antenna back here. It's like we can stand that. I wish that was a little bit taller for long range, but you could always replace this with one of the Lumineer style range antennas that are about this tall. If you want some kind of clearance between all this RF right here, that makes a difference. But yeah, if you want to go even further than this, I suggest using this. And it looks like this one does have 20 by 20 mounts here, so it might hang off the side, but you could still mount an analog VTX on the back. That's pretty nice. So 2.5 watt on this thing. This is a beast. And this one's just beautiful. And again, we'll experiment with this GPS placement. Some people don't like that. We'll see about maybe bringing it back here and positioning it this way instead of back with the antenna. I don't know how well this is going to work too close to that, but generally you like to, in long range, you like to spread things apart, and that's one of the reasons that they mounted it on the front. And this brings me back to the old days of like GPS on tower type of position. A lot of times on quads, sometimes you'll see the GPS even sitting on top of the battery strap, which I was never a fan of that, but I like to have it on a tower. It's kind of cool. So this is the new TERN. You can check it out in the link down below. Hopefully you guys just enjoyed this. Like I'm doing this on Sunday, so I hope you appreciate my videos. Again, check out the link down below, and I will see you in the full review coming up this week. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. See you soon.